Tower, NASA 915, 50 miles out, approaching west coast, requesting weather and runway.
The weather is 4,000 scattered, visibility 10, wind 070 at 15, gust 21, altimeter 3024, runway 15 in use.
We actually are ready to go fly. We had a few more simulations since we saw most of you here at dry count. It went very well. From what I understand, the shuttle's all ready, the GROW is ready, and we're ready.
We'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
Copy that.
Commander reporting visors are down.
Bad flight, how are we looking? We're looking good.
We have main engine start. 3, 2, 1. Solid motor ignition and liftoff. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
Roger, roll. Vehicle rolling from tail south around to 35 degree azimuth northeast. Roger.
In low Earth orbit, on our way to the moon, or even further still, on the threshold of distant planets, our nation has embarked on a spectacular journey of discovery. Yet mankind has only begun to realize the benefits of our reach into the cosmos. So who is making all this possible? It is you. You are the men and women who are turning our space travel dreams into reality. You are America's aerospace team, taking your place in history among the world's first-generation space explorers. Whether designing new spacecraft, building the systems and hardware for them, or flying on these important missions, you share the success of these remarkable journeys. For many of these missions, you realize you are putting lives on the line. Understanding that, along with your sense of pride, has brought you together with a powerful team held by a common bond to maintain our global competitiveness for safely and reliably launching man and machine into space during the 21st century. Our recent success in this endeavor suggests our team spirit may very well be the glue that bonds both us and our space program together. One member of our team, NASA astronaut Ron Graby, flew as pilot on STS-30 aboard Atlantis in May of 1989. Earlier, he piloted the maiden voyage of Atlantis in October of 1985. For Ron, being a good team member is the only way to fly.
That's very evident to us as crew members. Our entire concept of running the orbiter revolves around a team effort approach as opposed to an individual being responsible for any one particular aspect. We always back people up, and the team is no stronger than any individual member. But certainly this mutual support really goes a lot further than individual efforts would in the same kind of task.
Veteran NASA astronaut Bob Crippen knows a lot about the value of mutual support, too. He has flown 4 shuttle missions. Among them, he and John Young hold the distinction of pioneering the very first flight of the Space Shuttle aboard STS-1 Columbia in April 1981.
A lot of people think of the Space Shuttle program as being a program of hardware and software maybe, but it's not. It's a program of people. It's people that make it happen, and people's desires and dreams, and we couldn't do it without them. And that's what the Manned Flight Awareness Program is about. And I'm proud to have an opportunity to work with the kind of team that we do have on the Space Shuttle.
If I feel that I have done my best, and therefore the person before me and after me can depend on my work, it gives me a feeling of confidence that otherwise I could not achieve it alone, because you cannot launch the shuttle alone.
The system is so complex. everybody has to do their part at the right time and in the right way. Otherwise, it will never get off the ground.
Morale definitely improves when we have a good idea of what the other groups are doing and that they come to talk to us.
Teamwork is the backbone for everything we do out here. As far as the flight call is concerned, teamwork is us working with Lockheed and the other contractors to get the shuttle off the ground.
Well, I think everyone at Rockwell and everyone here at the Space Center has to play together as a team and has to do their part in order to work towards that common goal of a successful mission. And I think it's important that we all provide a quality performance in order to achieve that.
Teamwork in my department starts from the technicians, the supervisors, and even our quality department. And we strive to try to get the best quality product out.
If any part of the teamwork, any part of our system fails, then the job doesn't get done, or there is a delay. So teamwork is extremely important, and it has to be right when you're dealing with the aircraft and dealing with a customer in the way that we do at the shuttle landing facility.
Hopefully, all our teamwork will pay off with many successful missions and few delays. With each new mission success comes a personal sense of achievement, another milestone on our journey to the stars. NASA astronaut and mission specialist Marcia Ivins flew on one such milestone mission on STS-32 in January 1990. Crew members aboard the orbiter Columbia successfully deployed the SYNCOM satellite and retrieved the 10-ton LDEF vehicle. It was the longest shuttle mission ever, 173 Earth orbits in 261 hours. It was also Marcia's first trip into space, and to her way of thinking, each of you were right there with her.
It's not so much that you are thankful to the people who made the parts all play together, is that you are trying to give them back this experience. You know, thank you for allowing me to have this experience. How can I share this with you? You know, I get to make the trip, but we're all making the trip. It's a team trip, and that's what we try to tell people.
NASA plans the direction and sets the goals for our U.S. space program. From there, both private industry and NASA design and build the products that will accomplish these goals for the nation. No matter what your role may be in our nation's space program, the overall philosophy remains the same. Design, build, and support these products as best you can from the very beginning. Because the smallest part received by NASA from any one contractor, supplier, or individual is critical to the sum total of that particular product. The complex space transportation system is but one example. Understanding the importance of real quality can make or break any one product or mission.
The threat is always there of having a quality miss make it through to flight and either costing you mission success or something worse.
On his first shuttle mission, astronaut Brewster Shaw served as the pilot for STS-9 Spacelab 1. Today, he is the Deputy Shuttle Program Director at Kennedy and responsible for shuttle launch preparation, mission execution, and return of the orbiter to Kennedy Space Center. For Brewster and all of us, reliable quality hardware will keep American aerospace humming.
You've got to be able to count on the fact that the hardware you buy is to spec. It comes in the way you think it's supposed to be, and that you can count on it serving its function properly.
Because of it being flight hardware and it going into the areas that the orbiter has to go, when you get out into it's kind of hard to call it back and fix something, so we have to make sure that it's ready before we let it go.
If each individual doesn't do a quality job, then the team can't do a quality job. But it's a personal, individual thing that builds into the teamwork concept. It's not just an organization.
Quality affects
not only how we survive in the industry, but the safety of the mission. And that's the key, safety, reliability.
Everybody's got to pay extreme attention to what they're doing, especially when we're talking about our national space program, when we're talking about people's lives being at stake with every mission.
Okay, Tom, let's do a little quick comm check here. Right mic 1, 2, 3.
Read you loud and clear.
And left mic 1, 2, 3.
Read you loud and clear.
Both mics in stereo. How do you read? 1, 2, 3.
Both loud and clear.
Very good. And let's go visor down.
I think pride does, in some ways, ensure good work. It's not that pride will make good work, but people that take pride in their job end up doing good work. And I see that every day.
That makes a lot of sense when you stop to think about it. A feeling of pride does produce quality. After all, that is what makes American industry, particularly ours, special. We take pride in our work. NASA astronaut James Buckley first gained that distinction in 1979. He supported STS-1 and 2, for which he was also on-orbit Capcom. He's now a 3-time spaceflight veteran, having logged 362 hours in space. His most recent mission was in March 1989 aboard Discovery on STS-29. During that flight, the crew took over 3,000 Earth photographs. If any of you have ever seen the IMAX 70mm space film, chances are you've seen Jim's work. The idea of quality is no stranger to Jim Buckley.
Quality may sound like kind of a nebulous commodity, but in a general sense, it's the type of thing that ought to permeate the whole program from the bottom up to keep everything as high a level of excellence as we can get because the program demands it.
More than ever before, we Americans must strive to maintain our competitive edge in the world aerospace community. We can ill afford an aerospace legacy like that already left in the wake of electronics and automobiles. That is why spacecraft processing, removal, and repair are equally as important as the original manufacturing process. We must strive to be the best in the world at what we do. Whether building or rebuilding any product, the philosophy remains the same. Build it right the first time out. And even if you didn't build it, treat it as if you had. The nation, and especially the astronauts, really do appreciate your quality work. They're proud to be on your team. Each of them look forward to paying tribute to your good work by presenting a variety of Manned Flight Awareness Program awards. Each of these awards are presented to employees within NASA and the contractor world for outstanding contribution, improvements, and support for production of quality hardware, software, and services. They include the Flight Safety Award, Space Station Freedom Award of Merit in support of the Space Station Freedom Goals, the Honoree Program, the highest tribute paid by NASA, includes the opportunity to witness either a shuttle launch or visit a NASA space facility. And with each event, employees are able to meet NASA and industry officials and members of the astronaut corps. Then there's the highly coveted Silver Snoopy Award, which perhaps best symbolizes the intent and spirit of manned flight awareness. Nearly all of these awards are presented personally by the astronauts.
First, having an astronaut around, especially here on the floor with us, feels good because we're working for him to make him feel safe inside the shuttle.
And it's important to us, and we want to make sure that when an individual gets one of those awards, it's from a crew member who has a lot at stake on riding the vehicles, saying thank you to the folks that work on them and everybody that's part of the program, because again, it's the teamwork that makes the whole program go, and that's what the Silver Snoopy Award is all about.
Who could look upon this magnificent spacecraft and not sense all the splendid achievement that has brought it here? What's it really like being there, watching a launch take shape?
Excited, roaring, a feeling that's sort of undescribable. Your heart begins to race.
And what about the astronauts riding this magnificent chariot to the heavens? How does it feel to travel where few men or women have ever gone before? Astronaut Jim Buckley.
It's really an humbling experience to be up and just look out a window, be above the Earth looking down and seeing continents go by as fast as you normally would see a state go by in a jet airplane. And get the perspective that it really is a world community. We're all on Earth together, and start to visualize that there's a lot of things that we need to do better to keep things going as they need to be in the centuries to come.
We are all in this together. Our dedication to quality will pay off for you, our nation, mankind, and future generations of space explorers. And who knows, maybe your kids will be among them.
It's hard to say where we're going to go in 50 years. I expect to live another 50 years. But if we could be walking around in the face of Mars, for instance, I would feel that since we first started flying people in space, we would have done very, very well.
In the last half of this decade, we will assemble the space station, we will populate it, and we will use it. And that's really our focal point and where we're headed from here.
I'd like to see the United States of America adopt full-time the solar system exploration where we explore the planets with human beings. It's inevitable. We ought to do it now rather than later, and we ought to do it like we did Apollo.
Hopefully, further space exploration will become our generation's legacy. In the meantime, working together with NASA and the Manned Flight Awareness Program, we should all keep reaching for the stars in everything we do. NASA Administrator Richard Truly contemplates the decade ahead.
My guess is that 10 years from tonight, there'll be some event here in the Space Museum celebrating the fact that we have just built Space Station Freedom, that it is on orbit, that it's operating, and it will have been built by men and women aboard space shuttles.
Our challenge in the coming decade will be to achieve these exciting objectives. That is why, for those of us in aerospace, the space program, and especially manned flight, now more than ever, our future rides on quality.
There's a saying around here at the center, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. And most people really believe in that.
You know, you can talk about Teflon and computers and all that kind of stuff. But to me, there's one thing that the space program gives us, and that is the sense that human beings are looking beyond where they can see today and want to know what we're all about. And we'll never find that out if we're not willing to look. And one of the places where we can look and learn about ourselves is in our own solar system and in our universe. And I mean, it's a lot of fun to do that.